What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Corvette Weekly. Today we have our staple. He's back. Protective Dad Pranks. Steve is back in the mix. Justin, Horsepower Obsessed. Jason, Front Seat Driver. Together we are Vette Syndicate. And Steve is a little bit colder than he was just a couple days ago.
Yeah, I have a freaking heater. I have a heater in this damn thing. Cold. Better than being 90 in here though.
Yeah, so what's the temperature down there?
It was like 40 something earlier.
It's like 30 now. But the garage is like 20.
I talked to Steve earlier on the phone and it was like, I think he said it was 29 or something.
Yeah,
and I looked at my temperature here was 30. So I was actually a degree warmer than the guys in Texas, which makes no sense at all.
It says 38 is the feels like right now.
Yeah, that's
I was just on a beach in 89-degree weather 2 days ago.
Yep. You weren't here to hear it, Steve, but whenever I came back from Florida, I flew back. It was 84 degrees when I got on the plane. I landed in Pennsylvania. It was 9.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so like I had an even bigger temperature swing than you. So I fully understand it. But anyway, guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Corvette Weekly. We're back on time. We're back on the Monday night schedule here, so that should be good. Now, just so you guys know, next Monday, I will actually be in Vegas or Pahrump, I guess, for the Ron Fellows event with my Z06. So next Monday is iffy. I'm not sure if I'll have the Wi-Fi capable of doing this or not, but if I do, I will do the live video from Ron Fellows, which would be pretty cool. So,
that place is awesome.
I can't wait. I've heard literally nobody say anything but what Jason just said. Nobody has anything bad to say about this place. So I'm pumped for it. I'm just not sure what their Wi-Fi situation is like. So if it's good enough that I can do the live from there, you bet your butts I'm going to be on here. But if not, we may have to push it to Wednesday again. But let's see. Yeah, Mark Cutsy, that's funny you mentioned that because I actually checked that afterwards because I was like, I don't think it says supercar on there. But it is that is the oil that the manual calls for. Even though it's not on the cap, that is the oil that you should be doing.
It's on the front of the owner's manual. It just says Z06 supercar. it's
not about that they changed that oil to supercar, but at the same time, it's like, I get it. Yeah, Michael Hopkins, we're freezing here in Pittsburgh for sure. It's my weather thing here says 33 degrees, and next week, or no, later this week, it's supposed to get nice. I thought. I looked at my temperature thing and it says winter weather advisory. We're supposed to get freezing rain. So now it's not snow. Now it's going to be literally ice falling from the sky. So much better.
Sweet.
Hey, you know what? I'll be able to drive everywhere soon. I won't have to worry about this though.
Yeah. We'll be driving.
I was going to say, you're not driving anywhere.
Announcement. Thanks to Corvette Warehouse. They're allowing me to get a car every week to drive, and then we're going to make a video from Justin.
Do you realize it's going to be 6 months before Steve gets that car from the garage to the driveway and then back into the garage?
I'll have a daily driver now, man. I'll be like, I don't care. Rain, shine, whatever.
C8 has taken a retirement.
Yeah. No miles.
I don't get it, man. I really don't. Like if I have my C6, I can drive down in Florida, C6 Z06. It's cool. It's a cool car. It literally doesn't hold a candle to the two that I own.
Yeah.
The ZR1 and the C8 Z06. Like, it's not even close. So I would hate to not be able to drive my cars. I would hate that.
I want to drive.
Well, right now you're kind of in that boat.
I am, and I hate it. That's how I know I would hate it. I'm forced to be in that boat right now. It's not of my own will.
I guess we should say you're actually in that igloo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Matt Hurley's in the house. What's up, Matt? He says, welcome back, Steve. So yeah, guys, for those of you just tuning in from last week, Steve is back. He was on a cruise, and he was in some nice weather situations. And now he's back bundled up in Texas, where it is a couple degrees colder than it is in Pennsylvania, which makes no sense. But
and
it happens.
We still have the same giveaway.
And we do, yeah. So, yeah, Steve leaves. There's a week in between. He fully expects to come back and give away something new, but we still have the same stuff, guys. So, again, if you guys want to get in on the giveaway, this has to be the last week. So, please, for the love of God, we need $170 more to give these things away tonight. So, if you guys are interested in that carbon fiber dash trim that will cover up the chrome trim of your C8 Corvette, you can win it. Every $10 is an entry. Every $100 is through Venmo is double entries. So I'll show it to you guys since I know a lot of you aren't going to remember exactly what we're giving away. This is it. This is from EOS, Extreme Online Store. This is real carbon fiber. This is not faux plastic trim. This is the real deal here. Real deal here.
Something tells me Ilya K is going to donate like $400 or $500 for this set tonight.
Yeah, he definitely likes the carbon.
There he is. There he is. He just,
there he is.
He knew it was coming. He's like, yes, I
Venmo,
so
Venmo.
Yeah.
No super chat.
Everything's stopped without Steve. Yeah, you know what's funny about that though is that last week's live video has the most views out of the last like 6 months worth of live videos. So the one last week without Steve did the best.
And I texted him because I don't think he did it because I said, here, tell everybody I said hey and FJB.
I didn't do it,
but
Jason kind of filled in for you at one point. He said something, and I was like, "Man, even without Steve here, Steve's here."
I had to fill in for him.
Yeah. Mim Peterson says I was at Spring Mountain last week, had an awesome time. Yeah, I said, I've not heard anything bad about this place. I can't wait to go. I only had to pay $1,000 to get there, to be in a Z06, to stay at their resort, which I understand the rooms are really nice.
Yeah.
Jason's been there already once with when you got your Grand Sport, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's been a little bit. How many years?
We went in 18? 18 or It was 18, 2018.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it was right before we met at Carlisle.
Yeah, and my wife actually went and she drove as well.
Yeah. So my wife isn't going. She doesn't want to go, so that's on her. But Shane's going. I saw him in here for a second.
Yeah,
he's going.
There he is.
A couple of the subscribers are going. Shane's one of them. And unfortunately, the classes for the Z06 aren't very big. They're only 6. So I was out automatically. Shane's spot was out, and so was BPR Z06, which I think he's in here too. So there was really only 3 spots left, and the first 3 that said they wanted to go were the ones that signed up. So unfortunately, I would have loved to have taken a big group of people, but they only have apparently enough cars for 6 people to be on the track at the time. So that's it.
Which is weird because we had 2 sets. There was probably, I think there was like 8 of us on the track at one time. I mean, ours and then like another class on the same one. And then like my wife was in the other grouping. So when we were all on, then they were in classroom and then vice versa.
Yeah.
And,
see, and I think they're still doing something like that where it might only be 3 on the track at a time, because I know the problem with the reason why their classes are only 6 big for the Z06 is because it's all the cars they have.
That's
they don't have enough to put more. Right. They have just as much trouble apparently getting Z06s as everybody else does.
That's true. Unless they do swipe one from a person who actually had one on order and was actually at the dealership and doesn't actually get his car because Ron Fellows got priority. If things like that ever happened.
Yeah, if. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing that kind of upsets me, because I was told on the phone from the people over at Ron Fellows that they can only have 6 because they only have 6 cars. Yeah. I just recently saw somebody that was there that filmed a bunch of it, and they were talking about how there was like way more than 6 Z06s there. So I don't know. They said it was cars. Maybe there's something else that's limiting how many people they can put in a Z06. I don't know. Maybe it's an insurance policy thing. I have no idea. But she said specifically they only had 6 cars. And I remember at the time thinking, that's weird. Like, you guys have a contract with GM. I feel like they would provide you cars even if they're doing something stupid and illegal, like Jason just said.
Yep.
You'd think that they'd have more than enough cars.
Dude, when I was there were probably 14 ZR1s there. Before, right, as the ZR1 came out and or before it.
There was a bunch of ZR1s,
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of ZR1s, and I'm like,
I saw they can't get this. I saw a picture from a couple years ago now, I guess, when they had the ZR1s, they were just sitting there on the lot. I mean, just in the picture alone, I would have guessed there was at least 12 or 14 of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, Shane's in the house for the first time in a while, and I don't know. Did he say that he's getting the tattoo?
I told him, give us the price when he gets it done. We'll raise the money for that thing.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
I mean, depending on how big it is, it can't be more than like $100, $150. But he is getting a tattoo while we're out there at the Ron Fellows Resort. He's going to Vegas to get a Vette Syndicate tattoo. I'm assuming he's getting it in color. I don't know. I haven't really discussed the details, but if he gets it in color, that's dedication. I'll tell you what, like if you were ever concerned whether or not Shane was dedicated to the cause here, that clears it up for me. But anyway, guys, smash the thumbs up button. The thumbs up man himself is in the house. So please, guys, let's honor his will and smash those thumbs ups and get it up to 200 this video again. We did it one time, and I don't even think he was here for that. So let's get to at least 100 by 8 o'clock. So where are we at now? We're at 58. Smash those thumbs ups, guys. We need 42 more to get to 100 by 8.
Where's Shane putting this at? Is he going to do a tramp stamp?
Yeah.
Somebody else asked that.
Bruno said tramp stamp.
Yeah, where are you actually putting it, Shane? I think there was a spot on one of his arms, I think, that was bare.
Oh.
I don't know. He's got a lot of tattoos. There's probably not a location.
This is a good topic to bring up. Michael McCurry says, we're thinking about coming down to the Hard Rock Casino for the next car show. Justin, are you planning on coming? I am going to be there. And it is going to be, I believe, February 11th, February 10th. Yeah, so February 10th is the next show. I will be there. So if you guys want to come down, hang out, bring your cars by, whatever you want to do, I will be there. Supercar Saturday happens second Saturday of every month. It's a really awesome event. Really cool cars. Usually beautiful weather. I mean, you're right there in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So definitely come out, say hi. But yeah, Michael, I'll be there. So come up and let's talk. I'd like to meet you. Shane says he's getting it on his right forearm/arm. Okay. How big, Shane? Like, we talking like 26 inches or so?
Sleeve.
Yeah.
See, D's Ride says I went to the ZR1 school at Ron Fellows. It was amazing. They had 20 ZR1s. Yeah, that's, I guess, somewhere around 14 out of that picture. But when I bought my ZR1, I bought mine in July of 19, and then my C8 in July of 20. And both of those dates were close enough to COVID that by the time I was ready to go to the school, I couldn't get a flight. So I literally completely missed out on the ZR1, and I completely missed out on the Stingray. And I said, it's not happening on the Z06. I'm getting out there. So assuming the world doesn't end by next weekend, I'll be there.
Oh, you never know. I'm not going to get political. Just go. Next question.
C-Boys, 70th. You know what? What's funny? I was actually talking about you with Forge Light. So I found out that the JC Forge Light or whatever it was that made your wheels is the same company that's making mine. They reached out to me and said, hey, we saw one of our customers in your last video. And I was like, I asked him who made the wheels. He said JC Forge Light. And they're like, oh yeah, that's our parent company. So I was kind of on the right page whenever I was saying I thought that the wheels were made by the same company. So yeah, it'd be cool if you want to come out again though. Like I said, we're the shop's willing to do some work on your car. You might as well bring it out, get it all done at the same time. 75 thumbs ups currently, guys. We got 13 more minutes to hit 25 more thumbs ups. So if we can get 100 by 8 o'clock, that's awesome. I'd love to hit 200 by 8:30. So let's do that.
Speaking of wheels, did you get your wheels in, Jason?
No, apparently they're coming tomorrow, I guess, because
new wheels for the C8.
Mm-hmm. You know, pink is an odd color with yellow, but I think it's going to
work, though. I think it's going to work.
Yeah, it's going to look good.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not coming.
So, one thing I did want to talk about a little bit here, guys, was the Corvette giveaway that we had talked about last week. So, again, for you guys that are interested in winning a C8 Corvette Z06, you can win this, and it also benefits a really good charity. So again, guys, the link is in the description down below. You could win this 2024 Z06 plus 20 grand for a donation of $25. Now, if you donate $25, you'll get 5 additional tickets by using the link in the description down below, just because you're using that link on the Horsepower Obsessed YouTube channel here. So this is a collective event. Vette Syndicate in general is a part of this giveaway. It is just easier to put HPO on there, I guess, than Vette Syndicate, but we are all involved in this. So you're going to see this giveaway on all of the Vette Syndicate channels. So Jason's, Steve's, all the Instagram accounts. This is something we're pretty passionate about, because worst case scenario, if you don't win the car, you're still supporting a good charity. So this is going to the MS Solutions, or the obviously, which benefits multiple sclerosis. So either way you cut it, you're either winning a car or you're supporting a really good cause. So definitely check out the link in the description down below. Throw a couple bucks at it and maybe you'll win.
Well, the cool part is I can get in this because it's not biased. We're not running it.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
I donated $100 today. I challenge all the big dogs, get in there, at least $100. If I can do it, come on, let's do it. Because don't be shocked if I win that thing.
That would be awesome. Right? That would be really awesome. It might have 3
miles,
even though we're not part of it.
I'd have to drive that one.
The good news is they have a company that does it, so that way, if we win, there's no question they can.
Yep. I would need the $20,000 to pay for the speeding tickets.
Yeah,
no, you need that to pay for the taxes.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so like I said, guys, check out that link in the description down below. Get yourself entered to win a C8 Corvette Z06. You might as well, because like I said, worst case scenario, the funds go to a good cause. Yeah. D's rides, the automatic transmission in the ZR1 never really was fetching a whole lot of money. It was usually still right around MSRP. The manual transmission cars are what's really getting the money now, because those are the last of the last. That's the last front engine, last manual transmission Corvette you can get. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the giveaway real quick. Other than the Corvette giveaway, let's see. Do we have any? We don't have any entries yet, but we are still trying to give away these Extreme Online Store stuff, guys. So please get in on this giveaway, because we can't move on to the next giveaway until these ones are done. We need $170 more to give these away. We have a couple entries from last week and the week prior, which of course will be rolled over to this week, but we need $170 more to make that happen. So if you guys are interested in getting these things, let's get some donations rolling in, because once we hit 170, they're going tonight if we hit it. So please, let's hit it. I'm ready to move on to the next giveaway. I know Steve is too. Look at his face.
I'm done. I'm ready. Speaking of, we talked about this earlier. If there's something you would like to see us give away that we can try to get on, anything 500 and under, that's really easy. Put in the comment section of this video, put in the comment section, in a chat, but also in the comment section.
Yeah, so once the video is not live anymore, if you guys are watching this after the fact, we still want to hear from you. Put your whatever it is you would like to see given away, $500 or less, because like I said, on these giveaways, we buy these parts usually. And if we're buying them, we don't really want to upfront more than $500. So keep it realistic. Like, obviously, we're not going to give away an Aventador or anything. So
yeah,
keep it around 500 or less. But if you're interested in something specific for the giveaway on the channel, it doesn't even have to be Corvette related. We can go outside of Corvette or car in general stuff. It can be anything. We're always open to ideas. BPR Z06, that was actually a thought. A good radar detector giveaway would be cool. We might do that.
Which one are you rocking? You're rocking Redline, right?
Yeah, the Redline 360.
Yeah, I have the Uniden R8. I love it.
Yep.
A lot of range.
I just run from the police. I don't worry about it.
Yeah, you don't have a license
Racing.
plate.
We do still have your donation from the other week, but it is definitely not. It has not accrued any kind of interest.
Matt Hurley said they're being given away tonight. I think he said he's seeing them too. He's like,
Matt Hurley donated 125, so we still need.
We're really close.
We still need $50 unless you. Let me see.
45. I think it's 45.
No, 125. We need 170. to give them away.
He gave how much?
He gave 125. So in the total, Matt Hurley has donated $325 himself. Oh God. I hope for his sake he does win, because he basically bought them anyway.
Yeah.
Although there'd be tax and shipping, so he could still win a couple bucks.
Yeah.
But DBM and 2020
really nice
they both put 100 in, so
everyone but Ilya should like them.
Huh?
Everybody but Ilya should like them. They're actually really nice.
Oh, they're freaking awesome. If I didn't have the stealth package in my car, I'd have those installed. For sure. I mean, these things really take the silver chrome dash thing and just it makes it look like a supercar.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell in these pictures. I know these aren't the best pictures, but this is probably the better one to really show you what's going on.
Yeah.
Here. You can really see what these things are going to do. They're going to hide the cheap looking chrome and make it look like carbon fiber, because those are legit carbon fiber. They're not plastic.
Yes.
They're not faux. That's real carbon fiber weave through and through. So again, I almost wish I didn't have the stealth package so I could show you the fact that I have them on my car. Jason has them on his car. Steve, what's up with
mine's chrome? Mine's
but
chrome.
You're getting the stealth package, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting to find somebody who's crashed their car, I guess. I search every week.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I have it on my reminder to look every week. So,
check your Venmo. Hey, and I do have a video coming out tomorrow. I have more new carbon fiber from EOS coming out tomorrow. The door speaker covers, the overlays for those. Yeah.
Yeah, so AARPM he got us over the hump. So we are good to go for these giveaways, guys. We are going to give them away at the end of today. So Aaron, AARPM donated $50, Steve.
Got it.
So we're going to be giving these away. Now, with that said, that does not mean you can't get in still. We're running these until the end of tonight's show. So if you are interested in getting these, every $10 donations will get you entered. And guys, let's get the thumbs ups up. We're almost at 8 o'clock and we haven't hit 100 yet. That would be really cool if we could get to 200 again today. Shane is in the house. He's the guy that monitors this stuff. He didn't get to see it last time when we hit 200. Let's do it again for him. I mean, he's getting a Vette Syndicate tattoo. We got to support him too. Matt Hurley. If you're willing, Matt Hurley, to pay over for one, I think I can get you one at a dealership for $7,000 over. If you're interested in that, send me an email and I'll give you the details.
For an E-Ray?
Yeah, for an E-Ray. NBA, there is not any ZR1 news today. The news we talked about last week was about the active arrow. That was pretty much the only news that's come out recently, and even that was like kind of a maybe type situation. But yeah, so let's see. 2020 Matrix 8 says that he has the stealth package and he still put them on. Trust me, they look great, but only if you get the ones with the small enough weave to match OEM. So I've actually seen the EOS ones, and they actually do match OEM stuff. So I would be okay putting them on in that situation. I just really like the look of the stealth package. I don't know if I would want to cover that. Bruno, winter is definitely mod buying season, 100%. DBM Racing says, thank you, Aaron. You got us over the hump. Apparently, we are never going to offer these again because these were not as hot as we thought they'd be. But I really thought
But they were last. Didn't we do these
I'm
before?
thinking next time we need to do the waterfall again because that's
what it was. The waterfall.
Yeah, the only other thing we did from EOS was the waterfall. Ronald Jackson says, Justin, did you change your spark plugs yet? Yes, I did. Friday, I went up and changed them. And the problem is my car is at blackout tinting, and it's packed in there with a bunch of other cars because everybody loves blackout tinting apparently. So I changed the plugs. I had the battery disconnected, changed the plugs, reconnected the battery, got into the car, and I turned it on. I didn't start it. I just turned it on. And then I plugged in my OBD2 port reader so I could clear the code, but there was no code showing. So I said, well, that's a good sign. I started the car. It started fine. It ran fine. It seemed okay, but I couldn't drive it. So I don't know for sure if that fixed the issue yet. I'm going up on Wednesday, 2 days from now, and I'm going to be able to take it out and actually, rip on it a little bit just to make sure, because the last time that the problem popped up, it didn't pop up initially after starting it. It wasn't until I started to drive it hard that it popped up. So I'm like 90% sure spark plugs fixed the problem, but I can't know for sure until I actually get on it.
I just got a long ad on this. I got two 30-second ads back to back. I couldn't get off of it. So if you're watching, if you got those two, you might have lost a minute of this show. I was like, wow.
You gotta love YouTube, man.
Oh, yeah.
Triple threat. Hey, I'm your son's friend. We met on the cruise. I was just wondering if I could get a free Corvette because I'm starting to work and drive soon.
Steve said yes.
Yeah, Steve,
that is pretty
Steve's
cool.
going to fund it himself.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that?
You know what? Go on Instagram and message me. Triple threat.
Why are you going to give him a Corvette?
Well, I can definitely get a good deal from somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
A really good deal. Maybe really good deal.
KP says, you think there will be an all-wheel drive Corvette down the road? I think there already is one. I mean, not in my future, but the E-Ray's already all-wheel drive, so. All right, we're at 100 thumbs ups at exactly 8 o'clock. Boy, you guys did it. Exactly 8 o'clock. Let's see where we're at here. 103 now. Let's seriously try to get to 200 for Shane. Let's dedicate this 200 video to hanging with Shane over here in the comments section. He will be there at the Ron Fellows event. So will be PR06. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure the other three guys that are going to be. Yeah, Z06 Mike is not able to comment on here. He's coming. Dak, I don't think he's on here usually, but yeah, I don't think the other guys would be able to comment. But all the people coming will be obviously Vette Syndicate subscribers. Ryan coming through says, I pay for no ads.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, Ryan. There's something about YouTube Red that I can't quite get behind.
It's expensive, first of all.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know Tim buys it, but I can't do it.
He says $10 a month. That's not that bad.
Is it? I thought it was
if it's
$20.
$10 a month, I am going to do it. I thought it was more than that too. Steve Robertson's in the house. How about that? What's up, Steve? Did you see the giveaway today, Steve? I feel like way more people should like this than they do. Okay, we got another one from Jamie, Glass City Car Nerd. He donates $30. His car would look really cool with that. Jamie, your car would look really cool with that. I'm telling you. You're gonna have all kinds of AMT stuff and some carbon.
Yeah, fiber. I know. I got it. I'm about to text them right now.
So, guys, we're running that giveaway to the end of this show, like I said. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. LT4 powered. If I'm paying for the ads on YouTube, what do I have to complain about?
Yeah,
I can't have that. We can't have a complaint-free existence.
Yeah, no.
It's Biden's fault.
Shane says, I don't want to put any pressure on y'all, but let's get those thumbs ups. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really cool. I don't want to put any pressure on you either, guys, but it would be really awesome. Jeremy, 2020 Matrix 8 says it's $18 a month. Now that's looking less appetizing.
See?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's too much.
Yeah.
I'll suck it up.
Yeah, it is.
I'll suck it up and complain.
Yeah, I was gonna say complaining is worth at least $10 by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, BPR06 says he's looking forward to hanging out with Shane next week. Not me, but just Shane. That's all right. That's all right. I understand.
Shane can get out there and show people his common knowledge on how to shut a Corvette door.
Oh,
we had training. We had training on that.
Yeah,
when he
trained
was down
by
here.
the best. By the best.
Yep. And he can show you how to pose like he does at Carlisle.
Oh yeah, he did a really good job. Shane did a really good job in that thumbnail. It looks exactly like Vanna White.
Yeah, Shane's a trip.
Yeah, he is. 117 thumbs ups currently, guys. Shane is back to his normal position of telling on you guys, and he'd really like to see that 200. So, guys, please let's do it for Shane's sake. Judy says, hi, everyone. Just got here. Better late than never. Right? Where's Amber? Where is Amber? She's down on the couch. I can't tell if she's watching the live. I was trying to listen. I think she is. So if she is, she can comment and say hello, Judy. We'll see if she's watching or not. Someone's knocking on the door.
Gen X nailed it. Read Gen X's vet. His comment. That would happen. I'd lose it. Justin would be struggling to hit the mute button.
No, I would definitely not have you on. if something happens like that, we're not going to talk to Steve for probably 2 or 3 months. Yeah. All right, there's Amber. Amber says she's watching. Say hi to
Justin.
Judy.
Mute.
No, I would just be like, okay, kick. Darren, that's a good question. He says, I have 2 thumbs. Why does YouTube limit to only 1? I know, you have 2 thumbs and you have 2 big toes, too. Like, you should be able to get 4 of these things.
That's true.
Well, you know what, guys? Let's talk about... Wait, we got another donation. This is crazy. We get more donations when Steve's in here. We get more viewers when Steve's not here. I don't know what to do. Miriam Peterson. Tonight's giveaway, thanks. $30. I think that's...
Who? 30.
Yeah, why do I not... I can't connect that name.
I need to put it in.
Just put Miriam for now, but whoever Miriam is, please let us know what your screen name is here. I know as soon as it pops up, I know I'm going to know because I recognize.
How do you spell Miriam?
I don't know. Mirium, maybe.
That's what I'm doing.
Miri. Miriam. Miriam.
Got it.
Miriam, let me see your screen name here. New Horizon says because the other thumb is pointing down. Look at him dropping the friggin' knowledge. Why did that not occur to me? That is a great point. Oh, it's Mim Pearson, of course. Yeah, I knew I was going to recognize it as soon as it was said. Right there's a screen name. M-I-M Peterson.
M-I-M. Okay, I got it.
Mark Cutsey says he's got 4,000 miles on a Z06 in a year. That's not bad. I'm a 3,500, and I had it. I really only could drive that car for about 4 months. So I'm almost right up to you for 4 months in. Let's get him to 150, or I'd love to see 200 again. I think that would be really cool. We're at, looks like 125 now. All right, so let's talk a little bit of news here, guys, because there's a little bit, something kind of cool to talk about. So first off, if you guys are waiting on an E-Ray, there is at least one person, actually there's 2, on the Mid-Engine Corvette forum that has literally already gotten their VINs. They've already gotten confirmation that their car is being built.
Wow.
One of the people, her name was Cali Girl. She's one of the first ones to get the Z06 as well. Already had confirmation of her car coming down the line as of the 17th of January. So it's probably already built, if I had to guess. So you can see here in the thread, this person has their car pretty much ready to go. The VIN's already there. So it's going to be built very soon too. So there's at least 2 E-Rays that are being built for people that are not influencers, not any kind of, they're just regular customers. So if you're waiting on your E-Ray, this is fantastic news because that means your car could potentially be coming very soon.
Cool.
How have we gotten to the point in society that you literally just said cars that aren't for influencers?
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
It is.
I mean, we're YouTubers, and I find it to be ridiculous.
I wouldn't think it was as pathetic if I was one of those people that was getting the car.
Well, early. I would agree, but I'm not.
At that point, I would argue my point. But
I hate that term. I hate that term.
I'm not a big fan of that term either because it signifies that I am able to influence or deter people's decisions on things, and that's not at all what I want to do. What I'm here to do is reconfirm. Because we'll say you're looking at XYZ product and I have the product either sent to me or I buy the product and I make a video of it and tell you, hey, XYZ product is just as good as you think it is. Then you go and buy it. You're good to go. Now, if XYZ product sucks and I get it and I say, hey, you know, if I don't make a video on it, I'm never going to make a video bashing someone's product. But if I don't make a video on it, or if you reach out to me personally and ask me about it, I will tell you, no, don't get that product if it's no good. So I am never going to influence someone to buy a product that's garbage just because that's the title that people want to slap on YouTubers. So, yeah, I agree. 127 thumbs ups currently. It's actually 128 now. But, guys, let's smash those thumbs ups button. We got 20 more minutes, a little over 20 more minutes because we started a hair late. But, guys, if you could hit the thumbs up. Looks like we have 155 people in here, so we should have 155 thumbs ups, or at least 154 if you know what I mean. But, yeah. Joey B says, if you want to pay $5K for a personal VIN, you can get one early. I don't know if Chevy's going to continue to do that. I feel like they kind of had a problem with that with the Z06 especially. It wouldn't surprise me if they stopped getting those cars out early if you paid for the VIN. Now, I might be wrong. They may already be doing that. But I haven't heard anything about it yet. General Lee says, Steve made me buy stuff. You made him.
There you go. Twist his arm.
Twisted his arm, yeah. How are you doing, General, by the way? You feeling better? We haven't talked since last week. Keep America 2A strong. Oh.
Yes.
He says he's about 10 miles south.
That's right. There you go.
You should come out to the Fort Lauderdale Supercar Saturday on February 10th as well. I'll be there. So will Michael McCurry. Which I gotta tell you a story, Michael McCurry. Your name is so unbelievably close to my brother-in-law. It's insane. Every time I say that name, I feel like I'm talking to him. Let's see. David says we have the solar throttle body. It's fantastic. Jason, did you put the EOS carbon fiber instrument cluster around your car? Yeah, you did. And
if EOS has it, I have it.
It matched perfectly though the dash trim stuff that we're giving away.
Yes,
right?
it did. Yes, fantastic. By the way, we got a viewer. One of my friends who's a pilot is on a layover in Reno watching the live stream.
Who's that?
Joe. He's got a black Z06. C7 Z06.
That is so weird how many of our subscribers are pilots. The red mist car that I showed off last time down at Fort Lauderdale, he's a pilot. And then Omid's a pilot.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, Omid. Where's he been?
I don't know. I haven't seen him on here for a little bit. Actually, no, he was on here 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
He must be a handsome gentleman. Michael McCurry. I'm gonna have to get my sister to watch this because she's definitely gonna love that part. But DBM Racing gave us $20. He really wants these things.
Again?
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Okay, I just
Thanks
saw a
everybody
question.
who's donated so far. I know we're trying to get along through all this stuff. I don't want you guys to think for a second this isn't hugely appreciated. You guys are awesome.
I see a question from KP. I can answer it. He's asking, did you have any dealings with the pedal commander? For me, I've had the C7. I actually believe the C7 needs a pedal commander, especially with Stingray. It makes a huge difference. Like, totally was telling everybody to get it. They sent it to me to try it out on the C8, and I don't like it at all. I can't even. It was so bad. I sent it back to them, so I don't even want to review it. It was too jerky. And once I put in the Eventuri, I no longer needed it in the first place. The throttle response was already there for the Eventuri. C7, I think is fantastic. It's too jumpy. I know Jeremy 2020 Matrix has this solar one. He loves it. It says it does great, and I should try it out. I haven't done that yet, but Pedal Commander C8, I just can't do it.
So my take on that is, well, before I say it, apparently Omid updated his Facebook page this weekend with wedding pictures, so that's a good reason not to be on here.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, let's congratulate Omid. It sounds like he just got married. Yeah. So congratulations to him. But my take on the throttle controllers, I had the solar performance one on my C7. The difference was interesting, but in my opinion, on the C7, you didn't need it on my ZR1 at least. I can't say for sure on the Stingray because the only Stingray I ever drove was an automatic, so I don't know if it needed it. But Steve's was a manual, and he said the Stingray responded well to it.
Oh,
so
incredible!
I'll tell you on the ZR1, you definitely do not need it. On the C8, I would say the same thing. You don't need it. I had a Chevy Colorado ZR2. That truck needed a throttle controller more than any other car I've ever driven in my life. I mean, the pedal, the gas pedal, you would push that down. I swear it was 50% before it would start going. And I put a throttle controller in there, and immediately it was a game changer. That truck was a billion times better to drive.
I put the C8 on the lowest setting, like literally the lowest setting you can go, and it just jumped too much. I didn't like it.
I think the C8 in general is just too. Everything's electronic. Even the brakes are controlled electronically first before any kind of normal operation comes in. Everything's electronic. So adding something like that to the mix, and this was always my concern, even on the ZR1 and even on my Colorado ZR2. You're altering the way that the thing was supposed to operate electronically, which to me seems like it could be an issue in the future. But I never had any problems with my ZR2, and honestly, I wouldn't even have driven that truck without it. It needed it that bad. But I don't think that the performance cars like this, I don't think they need them. Now, I mean, this is really what it comes down to, is really a preference thing, to be honest with you, because it's not really performance, but it's definitely a preference thing. If you want a little more throttle response, the solar performance one, you can get that. I'm pretty sure you can get that for around $100. Like, it was.
I'm gonna reach out to Solar and try theirs. I guarantee you, if I just tell them I didn't like the other one, they'll send it.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, though, it's not any different. They do the same thing, which is why I was always surprised that pedal commanders were so expensive, because it's doing the same thing that the solar performance one is.
Unless it has different the way it works, with the electronics, whatever, because it just really jumped. I mean, C7. I mean, literally, that'd be the first thing I throw into a C7. It was even it's just incredible.
Exact thing. All they're doing is just making it so if you press the pedal 10%, the ECU actually sees that you're pressing it, 25% or whatever the difference in percentages. That's the only thing they're doing. They're not a throttle controller is not like magic. It's just tricking the ECU into thinking that you're pressing the gas pedal more than you actually are. General Lee says, "What are you drinking tonight, Jason? Ghost peppers?"
I wish. Not just the Weasley jalapenos in this one.
Oh, well, I guess you kind of discovered that your the cayenne pepper wasn't a problem.
No, it actually wasn't. Thank goodness, man. I can go back to dumping pounds of cayenne in here.
Jeremy, have you actually used both of them to say that?
He's got one now. He swears by it.
Over the pedal commander?
Oh yeah, we've had this conversation before.
Huh.
And I think
I really I can't see how that would be any different. They're doing the exact same thing.
Hey, Jeremy, after the show sometime tonight, I'm going to text you about this.
Yeah. I want to know too. So whatever
I want to find out. Well, does he have the throttle body? I know he's got the
throttle controller.
Yeah, the throttle control, but is there a throttle body? Because those go. I know he did on the C8 Stingray he did.
Oh
yeah. Both. Yeah. So.
I remember
both in your Z06 now.
I remember Justin's experience with the solar. On his ZR1.
Yeah, and honestly, it wasn't a bad experience up until
it wasn't.
The customer service aspect kicked in. But there's
Justin.
Omid. Look at that. It's like
I know.
The devil. Omid,
DBM has it on his Z06, Justin.
What?
It says DBM says he has it on his Z06. You might want to give it a try. Try it.
I don't think I would want to try that. I have the throttle body. Haven't. Okay. Yeah. No. Jeremy, we're not talking about the throttle body. We're talking about the throttle controller.
Yeah.
I have heard the throttle body is actually a decent upgrade on the Z06, so I don't know. All I know is don't put it on the dyno and have it say anything else, or you'll be in trouble. Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about you. We said that we hadn't seen you in a little while. Did you get married? 139 thumbs ups currently, guys. We got 170 people in here watching. Man, I wish those numbers would line up. Let's talk a little bit more news, though, guys. If you guys have any more interest in giveaways, let me see if anybody else donated here. We still have that giveaway going. We're going to give it away tonight. Thank God. Nope, nobody else donated. So, guys, if you want to get in on this giveaway, like I said, every $10 is an entry. So you could potentially win a $300 piece of carbon fiber for $10. That's what I meant. All right. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more news here. Silver Reaper, we hit the 300. We're going to be giving them away tonight. So if you haven't entered yet, now's your chance, because they will be given away in about 20 minutes. But anyway, like I said, the E-Ray VIN numbers have been given out to a couple people, so the E-Ray's coming. The next thing we're going to talk about is allocations. So the Corvette blogger over here is talking about the allocation cycle for January 2024. What's really awesome here is I'm talking about the E-Rays. They're getting VINs. They're coming down the line. And guess what car didn't get any allocations for January?
Me.
Anybody want to guess?
Mm-mm.
The E-Ray got no allocations. So
Whoa.
Very interesting the way Chevy decides to run this. Like they're pumping these E-Rays out, and then they're like, nah, we're not giving any more away. Like, I don't know what the deal is, but all the allocation information is over here at the Corvette blogger. Obviously, no E-Rays. There was a couple Z06s given out. So you guys want to come over here and check it all out, you can read all of the information. But the big thing to take away from this is that there was no E-Rays. So if you're trying to get on an E-Ray list, it's not happening in January. So interesting. Like I said, it's very interesting. GM doing it the way they're doing it.
It would really suck to be a person that sold their Corvette hoping to get an E-Ray and they haven't had it for quite a long time.
Dude, I remember people doing that when the C8 came out. They were going to get a Z06 and they sold it like 5 years ago.
That's the problem, though, is that I was one of those guys. Because
but I know people that were longer.
Yeah.
I mean,
I sold mine it was towards the winter time of 21 because I was under the impression, and everybody was at the time, and this was what was supposed to happen at the time, was that the Z06 was supposed to be available early 2022. It was going to be a 2022 model. It was actually originally supposed to be a 21. So they pushed it to a 22. So I thought I'll sell my car before waiting through the winter time. Then I'll jump into a Z06 spring of 22. That didn't happen. It got pushed all the way back to pretty much spring of 23 before anybody was really getting them. And so I could have held on to my C8 Stingray for about a year longer. And I really wish I had, because I went about a year without a C8 at all, and it kind of sucked. But I wasn't about to buy another C8 unless I definitely couldn't get a Z06. I heard EVs are struggling in the cold. Yeah. Chicago, especially, a whole bunch of Teslas just sitting around, the battery's totally dead. They couldn't charge them, couldn't do anything with it because it was too cold. LT4 Powered says GM should steal the old State Farm commercial. Oh, you almost had it. The guy with the fishing rod.
Yeah, I love that.
I remember that one. Mark Cutsy just sent a Venmo.
It's unfortunately fitting. Yep. Was it Cutsy?
Yeah, it says
so.
Is there more than one?
No.
It's only Mark Cutsy I know.
Mark Cutsy says, just to mess with Matt Hurley, and if I win, I'll sell it to him for $10.01. He donated $10. That would be something else if he ends up winning. He donates $10. That would be hilarious. Oh my God. Okay, so what do we got here? So we got Mark Cutsy. Thank you for your donation. Thanks everybody. You guys are awesome. let me see. What else do we have here? Oh, this is the real big one. So one of the things I asked, and this is actually kind of the hot topic too, so I'm glad we're getting to this. I'm going to put up a poll. So this poll is going to be, are you an automatic or a manual transmission guy? I'm curious if you could buy any car you want, and we'll say in this situation, any car you absolutely want, and you could get it in an auto or a manual, which one are you going to choose? I'm going to ask why afterwards, but let's just let this run for a minute, because the biggest thing that I'm noticing, yeah, LT4, he's triggered. That's what I want to do. I want to trigger you guys. The biggest thing I'm noticing, and we've talked about the Facebook groups before, so the Corvette Facebook groups just being like super toxic and disgusting places. If you go on there and say anything about being one or the other, if you're like, oh, I'm a manual transmission guy, no, I'm an automatic transmission, it doesn't matter. You will get absolutely torn apart. It doesn't matter which side you're on. The other side will tear you apart.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny because there was one guy, and I've never seen him on the live chat here, so hopefully he's not in here because this is going to get real bad if he is. One guy on my channel has commented multiple times on everything I ever posted about a C8 Corvette. He will comment and say, thank God it doesn't come in a manual. And every time I would reply back and say, why is that a good thing? They're stripping options away from us, and you're acting like that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And he would do it all the time. He'd never reply either. He never had a reason. He just would say, thank God it doesn't come in a manual. And I'm like,
and why does it even matter to him? Like,
exactly.
Does he just not know how to drive one, so he's angry, or
he just wanted
before the C8, I would say manual. After the C8, I'm a dual clutch person. Like, even if they offered it, I still would take the dual clutch. It's just
okay, so that's where this is going.
It just works. You give me a ZR1 manual C8 or dual clutch, I'm taking dual clutch. It's still fun to drive. I mean, I'd love to slam the gears, but I love the
Jason. I want Jason's opinion because he's in the same boat I am. I have both. He has both. Which one do you prefer? And don't say I prefer this one on this kind of day and I prefer this one on this kind of day. Overall, which one do you
overall
prefer?
I like the manual better.
There you go. That's my opinion on it too.
There's the one time that I won't. So if I'm going anywhere near Texas Motor Speedway, I will not take this C7.
Yeah.
It's just not happening.
Traffic.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Other than that, though, the manual.
Is it because of traffic?
Yes. It's because of traffic. Because it's first neutral, first neutral, first neutral. First.
So ultimately what you're saying then is the manual transmission is more fun to drive, assuming you can drive it.
Yeah. If you're driving it. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Silver
I'm talking like if on a track, I would rather manual. But
see,
driving,
that's the only place I would rather not have a manual is on the track.
See, I would. I think it's more
I'd love
fun.
to have it. I'd love to have it on the track. Just be fun.
Yeah.
Silver Reaper says, love you guys. Thank you for supporting my channel and leaving comments. It's very hard to start as a new YouTuber. Trust, nobody knows that more than these three guys on the screen here. So we fully understand. We fully appreciate. We'll get you in for 2 entries on the carbon fiber stuff, even though you have a C7. You might as well.
Yep, and he already had it from the week. He had it from last week too, so he has 3 entries.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I'm keeping track.
This is the hot topic all of a sudden. Yes. So the reason why this is the hot topic all of a sudden, Brandon, is because this was a topic that was just recently brought up on the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, and I'm going to show you guys the results there in a second. But here's the thing for me. Where I live, I can choose, just like Jason to some extent, I can choose to drive, back roads, enjoy the drive, manual transmission thing. Or if I have to go to some specific place downtown where I know there's going to be traffic, I'm not going to take a manual transmission. It's just more work. But I have that option. So the people who live in the dead center of a gigantic city, I can understand why you wouldn't want to drive a manual. But at the same time, if you have the ability to stretch a car's legs, there is nothing like driving a manual transmission car on the back roads. Yeah. So, and actually, I want to clarify. I said that was the only time I wouldn't want to drive a manual on a track. I didn't mean a track. I meant a drag strip.
Oh,
So
drag strip, yes.
drag strips are where automatic transmissions shine. So that is really
100%.
the only time I would ever want to have an automatic in my car. Now, with what Steve said, like with the C8 Z06, especially the C8 Stingray, the C8 Stingray is only as fast as it is because of that transmission. If you had a manual transmission in that car, it would probably feel kind of slow.
Yeah.
I can
slow now.
I can see why the dual clutch gives it, you know, the boost that it needs. Now, let's end this poll here. How many do we have in here? 63 votes. 40% says auto. 60 says manual. So we have it's leaning towards manual in this group. And it's funny because on the mid-engine Corvette forum, it's leaning towards auto. And this is a specific question. If the C8 Corvette was available in a manual transmission car, would you buy it? So exactly what Steve was saying. If the C8 Corvette specifically, not any other car, the C8 Corvette, would you buy it if it was a manual transmission, like if that was offered? I thought this was interesting because I'm a big manual transmission fan, and I honestly don't know the answer to this because I really like the dual clutch transmission in the C8, and I don't know if I would like the car as much if it was a manual. And that's weird because I'm a big manual fan. But I
think I would.
May throw in another.
I think the only reason I'm saying I'm not sure is because I have the C7 that's already a manual. I don't really need another one.
The problem is
and that's what I would tell you. It is nice though, jumping in the C8 and knowing I don't have to do any work. I just put it in drive and I just go to sleep and it does the work. But but I will tell you this, what I think would be cool, and I know with the whole layout of the interior, this is a ridiculous thought. But if you could have a C8 and it was gated, I would take a C8 gated any day.
Okay. You're bringing something else into the mix now, though, because if we're talking gated, I don't really care about the rest. I'm taking gated. Like
exactly.
it could be the slowest thing on the planet. I would love it. I mean, you talk about taking the C8 to supercar levels. Throw a gated manual in that thing. That is a supercar for sure now.
Yes.
But you know, when you're looking at the poll, you know, these voting or polls or whatever, you got to remember one big thing. We have a generation that don't know how to drive manuals. And
see, they're
getting farther and farther away.
That's true, but
you ever seen the video of those people are trying to steal a car and they can't drive it? They literally can't drive a manual. He's like,
the people that are voting on this are not your new generation people. These
are but it is theft prevention. You know, we've been having a lot of Corvettes being stolen lately. This is one way to prevent that.
See, D's rides. This is the other thing I was thinking. So what Steve just said doesn't really apply to Corvette owners for the most part. Yeah. But D's ride says, I think the older crowd would rather have an auto because of their knees are bad. So I can see where the mid-engine Corvette form would lead towards auto. And honestly, I've actually had this conversation come up before where someone will post, because I never could wrap my head around, like, why would you choose an auto over a manual, especially before the C8? Because like the C7, the automatic was just barely faster than a manual. C6, the manuals were faster than autos. So in a C6 generation, we'll say, there was literally no reason to choose an automatic over a manual unless you physically had to. So a lot of the guys that are older buying Corvettes, they were, you know, maybe in a war of some kind. Maybe they don't have a leg. Maybe they have bad knees, you know, like D said, whatever the case may be. Then it makes sense. You buy an automatic because you kind of have to. But preference wise, if they had their way, they'd still buy a manual. But a lot of people are kind of hard-headed in this, and they'll buy the automatic, and then they'll start saying, well, the automatic's better than a manual. But really, you're forced to buy the manual or the automatic.
11 seconds, nailed it. If you don't know how to drive a manual, your dad failed you. Pretty true.
I mean,
my son Christian learned how to. He's going to get a manual.
I didn't know how to drive a manual up until early 20s. I drove to Ohio from Indiana, Pennsylvania. I drove to Ohio, bought a manual transmission car, and drove it home. That's how I learned how to drive it. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted a manual car and I didn't care about the rest. I was going to figure it out.
Yeah, same.
That's how worst case scenario, that's how you do it.
Yep. I just got thrown into mine. Said, here, there you go. I went out.
Yeah. So you want to get home? Figure it out.
Exactly.
So anyway, I'm going to show you the results over here at the Mid-Engine Corvette forum. It says, would you buy a manual C8 if one was available? And I already did my voting on this, but this is what it comes up to. 28 votes say yes, 47 say no. Now, like I said, this is interesting because, you know, D. Anthony kind of touched on it. Most of the people voting here are probably older, and there's probably a reason why they wouldn't take the manual. But that's not necessarily always the case. So, manual, this guy says yes. No manual for me. After years of rolling through the gears, I find the DCT a beautiful change that enhances the driving experience in the C8. Rev matching and quick. It's hard to beat. And a temporary manual feature comes in handy for me. The auto should be an option for those who want it. Yeah, I mean, this is ultimately what it comes down to is really what we're asking here is, would you want to have the option? And honestly, the people who say no, I don't understand, because you don't have to buy it. If the C8 came with a manual option, you don't have to buy that. But maybe I want to. So why are you going to just say, no, absolutely not. Don't offer that as an option. Why? You don't have to buy it. You can have the automatic all day long. Let me have the manual. That's the part of this whole thing I don't get. People, they try to justify their purchase to the point of literally stripping options away from the people who want something different.
Exactly. If I want it, you have to want it. Like, oh, please.
Yeah, and that, like the guy that commented on my channel, he's like, "Oh, I'm glad they don't offer a manual transmission." Why? All you're doing is hurting yourself, because eventually they're going to stop offering options you want too.
Yeah, exactly.
LT horsepower. He says, do the same poll but with New Balance shoes and see if the percentages match.
Yeah. Hey man, I had a pair of New Balances a few years ago. They were comfortable.
That is too good.
I won't wear those specifically because of that.
Dude. Mr. Nichols says, I like stick cars, but I can't outshift those DCTs. Plus, you don't have to replace the clutch disc. That's 100% true. You're never going to outshift a dual clutch transmission. 100%. I 100% agree with you. But the difference is DCTs and automatic transmissions in general are not going to have the lifespan that a manual transmission will. Yes, you'll have to replace the clutch, but replacing the clutch in a manual transmission is usually not that hard, not that expensive, versus replacing an automatic transmission, which is much more expensive and much more frequent that you're going to have to do that. A manual transmission by itself, you could pretty much go forever without ever having problems with. And manual transmissions are much cheaper. Exactly. So if you're paying $200,000 for a Z06, you'd actually probably pay between $10,000 and $15,000 less for a manual transmission, because the last time I priced it out, the dual clutch transmissions they use in the C8 Corvette and the C8 Z06, they were priced around 30 to 40 grand for just the transmission. Now that might be because of supply shortages. Maybe the prices were a little higher than usual, but either way, that's far more expensive than what you'll pay for a manual transmission. Yeah, it would have no lift shift. My ZR1 does as well. And it's like, there's something about driving a manual transmission. You just feel like you're in control more so than you do in an automatic car. Now, with all this being said, I know this is coming across as like, I'm 100% in on manual transmissions and I hate automatics. That's not the case. I fully appreciate the DCT in the Stingray and Z06, and something about driving that car with those real hard downshifts and stuff, the way it sounds and everything. You couldn't get that same sound out of a manual transmission. I think I would still like to have the option, but even if I did, I'm kind of iffy on with the C8 whether or not I'd take a manual, because the dual clutch in the C8 Z06 is really awesome. I think the dual clutch or the automatic in a C8 is more fitting than it ever has been in a Corvette before. Every other Corvette, every other generation Corvette other than the C8, I would not even consider buying it if it wasn't a manual transmission.
Hey, Larry Anthony's in the house.
Larry Anthony, what's up, man?
LA.
He says he added a thumbs up. Very nice.
Everyone counts.
Eric says he'll take the attack. The auto is faster. Isn't that the purpose? It is the purpose to an extent, but at what point do you buy the car that is more boring just because it's faster versus the car you like to drive even though it's slower? How often are you going on the track and winning races because your auto is faster versus how often are you taking the car out just to enjoy the drive? That's my big thing. I'd rather have fun driving the car and be a couple tenths of a second slower in the 60. I'd rather enjoy it. Now, again, I'm not saying I don't enjoy the autos. I'm just saying I enjoy the manuals in it's a totally different game for me. It's nice to heel toe downshifts in the manuals if you know how to drive. Exactly. Just cruising on a back road and just,
Yeah.
Manual, that's where it's at. But again, I don't know that I would take a C8 in a manual transmission. I don't know if it fits the feel of the car right. Every other car, every other generation Corvette, it better be a manual.
Yeah,
I owned a C5, a super clean C5, and it was an automatic. That is literally the only reason why I don't still own that car.
But how many mid-engine cars are out there that were made in a manual transmission? You know what I mean?
Not many.
All of your older Ferraris.
Yeah. Well, older cars, yeah. Well, almost were all manuals because number one, they were cheaper, but number two, the autos, the technology was just not there.
But that's what I'm saying. You said it doesn't fit the car. I think it does. It just maybe doesn't fit newer technology.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That could be it.
But
that's probably absolutely it. I mean, you guys know the way the center console is designed in the C8. It would be almost impossible to put a manual transmission.
That's what I was saying. I would love it. I mean, it'd be unrealistic because of the way they've got the car designed, But
yeah,
I would love a manual like that.
11-second Eclipse says, I agree, Justin. Manuals are more fun. They are to some extent. Now, I've had this question come up a million times. Justin, do you like your ZR1 or the new C8 Z06 better? I can't tell you. They both do completely different things really well. But I would not say either one of those two cars is better than the other. And that's with one being an automatic. So again, the auto fits the C8 Z06 very well. It responds well to the technology, to the look, the feel of the car, everything about that car. I don't think it would be better with a manual. AARPM says, I had a manual C5. I loved it and hate myself for not keeping it. It was cherry, only 20,000 miles on it. Yeah, and again, the one that I gave away was a 2000, and it had, I think it had 70,000 miles on it. It was a super clean car. It was really, really an awesome car. And the only reason I gave it away, the only reason I didn't keep it was because it wasn't a manual transmission. Back in the C5 generation, the autos were they were god awful. Like if you wanted a fast car, the manual was significantly faster than the automatic, and it was way more fun. Shane, let's bring back the 3 on the tree.
That would be so awful.
I had to ask my dad what that was because I had no idea what that was. I had never heard or ever seen anything like that. When he told me what it was, I was like, how did you drive something like that?
Yeah.
That sounds confusing as hell.
Yeah, I'll have to pass.
Darren Burnett says, when asked about my preference, auto manual, I say this. When I drive the auto, I always have to get the manual out too. I don't have that same feeling if I drive the manual first. It's a good way to put it. Both cars are cool, but if you're comparing them side by side, if you have the ability to have the exact same car in auto and the exact same car in manual, to me, the manual is just going to be more fun to drive.
Yeah.
The auto is going to be, depending on the year of the car, the auto is probably going to be faster. And it's going to be the car you choose to drive probably more often, but the manual is more fun. Anyway, I digress. That was our hot topic for the night.
It was hot.
It was pretty hot. It did exactly what I was hoping it would do, which is get people talking. And again, if you guys are watching this after the fact, leave your comment down below. Let me know what your preference is. Manual transmission, automatic transmission, and if it could be offered on a C8, would you take a manual? But I think that's going to do it. So, Steve, if you're ready, we're going to pick a winner of
let me get it
online
going.
store carbon fiber stuff.
Continue. I'm ready whenever you're ready.
All right,
and
here we go,
it's
guys.
finally being giveaway.
Yep. Here it is. The moment of truth. First winner, Matt Hurley.
Matt Hurley.
I
That's good.
was gonna say,
Okay, here's the question. Does he want
pretty
it?
heavily on that one.
Does he want it?
He does.
Okay.
Oh, did he say yes?
He did. He
Oh, yeah,
wants
he
it
did. He
for
said he wanted it up for
E-RAY.
his E-Ray. All right, Matt. I guess I'm pretty sure I have your shipping information, but just in case, send it to me again. I'll get that sent over to those guys so you can put them on your E-Ray. He says, "Woohoo!" You basically bought him anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You maybe saved like $2 or $3.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
David Reese says rigged. Yeah.
Not when you donate.
I feel like I know you guys are probably joking, but I feel like every time that comes up, I have to explain why this cannot be rigged. The way that this system is set up, it's weighted per individual depending on how much money they spend on it. There's literally no way for us to rig this.
Kind of like, well, it's just the difference if you're buying a raffle ticket and you put 100 tickets in there and you have one,
Right.
Somebody else. You're
it's
digging
just
in there and you're like,
differently. Yep.
we've had people win with only $10 and beat people. So,
yep. Well, guys, we appreciate all the support. I'll get the information over to Extreme Online Store for you, Matt, and we'll get you taken care of for your E-Ray. But otherwise, guys, we appreciate all the support. You guys are definitely awesome. Thank you so much for making this giveaway end.
yeah.
But that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks again. Smash the thumbs up button if you could one last time. And we will see you guys same time, same place next Monday night.